Okay, so I'm going to start reading from page 39 today, halfway through chapter 1. You're no great leader, Tsar. You're a liar and a loser, and our father is ashamed of you. And now I know why you're so keen to steal magic from a witch. There's a spelling competition at Winter Celebration tonight, and you can't do magic. Tsar can't do magic, taunted Luta. Tsar turned red with embarrassment and then white with anger. The fact he couldn't do magic yet was one of those hidden sores that he didn't want anyone else to see. Wizard children were not born magic. Their magic came in when they were about 12, and Tsar was 13, and his magic had not come in. Tsar had tried doing magic for countless hours. He had tried really simple things like moving stuff with his mind, but it was as if a muscle he didn't really have. Relax, everyone said. Relax, it will happen. But it was like trying to move something with arms that weren't really there. And recently, he'd been beginning to worry, what if it never happened? It was an unlucky calamity. But what a disgrace to have a whole family it would be if a child had been born to the king enchanter who had no magic. The thought of it made him feel a little sick. Poor little baby Tsar, crooned Luta cruelly. Think he's such a big boy, but he can't do magic whatsoever. My magic will come in, hissed Tsar. But in the meantime, I swear, he spat, eyes so small with anger that he could barely see out of them. I swear I'm going to catch a witch, and I will squeeze so much magic out of that witch, Luta, that I will blast you out of existence. Oh yeah, grinned Luta. He reached into his rucksack and took out one of his staffs. A wizard's staff was about the size of a walking stick, and wizards concentrated magic through them. Your spelling won't work on me when I'm carrying iron, roared Tsar, rushing forward to Luta with the saucepan. Which was perfectly true, but most unfortunately, in his charge forward, Tsar tripped over a tangled bramble and gloved hand lost the grip of the saucepan and it went sailing over Luta's head into the undergrowth. Luta pointed his staff at Tsar and whispered the words of a spell under his breath. Luta's body trembled as the magic quivered through him and channeled out of his hand into the staff, which concentrated into one quick, fierce, hot bolt of magic that blasted out the end of the staff, hitting Tsar on his legs. Tsar stopped, mid-charge, his feet stuck to the ground by Luta's spell. Ha 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 ha, laughed Luta's followers. Remove the spell, shouted Tsar, struggling to shift his feet, but as if they had turned into lead. No, I don't think I will, smiled Luta. Tsar lost his temper. He snapped his finger. Riao! Before, in the blink of an eye, King Cat launched himself at Luta. Huge paws agape, 60 stone of silvery grey killing machine. Screaming in terror, Luta was pinned against the tree trunk, looking aghast at the great cat's nightmare face, inches away from his own, and what felt like 4 kitchen knives sinking into his shoulder. They had already drawn blood. None of Luta's own sprites or animals had time to move to protect him. One more click of my fingers, spat Tsar, and King Cat will take off your head. Cheat, panted Luta. You cheated! You're not supposed to use your animals to attack a fellow wizard. Remove the spell, shouted Tsar. Luta was now every bit as angry as Tsar himself, but what could he do? He pointed his staff at Tsar and removed the spell so that Tsar's feet could move. And then Tsar made a signal to King Cat to let Luta go. You're mad. A lunatic, raged Luta as King Cat dropped him and Luta gazed in astonishment at the 4 neat bleeding puncture wounds on his shoulder. Your animal has bitten me. If you dare enter the spelling competition, I am going to annihilate you. Luta turned to Tsar's followers. Who wants to come with me rather than staying here with this little silly madman with his stupid witch trap? Shouted Luta. One by one, Tsar's followers backed far away from Tsar and towards Luta. and climbed on board their wolves or snowcats, muttering like, "Sorry, Tsar, it's a bit too crazy, Tsar, even for you. And if witches aren't extinct, they're bad magic, Tsar. We wouldn't be here." "You see," crowed Luther triumphantly. "A great leader has to have someone to lead, and no one wants to follow a magicless lunatic. Good luck with meeting the witch, loser boy." And Luther rode off on the back of his wolf, followed by the most of the other wizards. "Cowards," roared Tsar, nearly crying. He was so angry. He ran into the undergrowth and retrieved the saucepan. He shook his fist in the departing backs. "We'll show you. We'll catch a witch. We'll take magic from it. And then we'll be so magic, we'll fly without wings." Tsar turned with a sigh to the bedraggled remains of his followers. Why did Luther always have to spoil everything? Tsar had hardly anyone left now. Only 3 young wizards whose magic had come, either a girl called Helitrud and 2 boys, Rush and Darkish. A large lad with even larger ears who had reached the age of 17 without showing any signs of magic whatsoever, and who was slightly on the dim side. "Bother, he's left me with the losers," tutted Tsar. "Darkish, you're the biggest, so you'll need to do the most digging," he ordered. "Rush, I'm afraid we're going to have to wound you a little to tempt the witch into a trap, and if anything goes wrong..." "I thought you said this mission was completely safe," said Rush suspiciously. "Well, nothing is entirely safe," Tsar backtracked quickly. "Life is dangerous, isn't it? After all, you could get killed by just climbing a tree, like I nearly was just now." "That is not climbing a tree," spluttered Caliburn from above, as the 3 young wizards began to obey Tsar's orders. "This is intentionally trespassing on warrior territory, trying to set a trap for the scariest life form that has ever walked the planet." Caliburn sighed. Nobody was going to listen to him. Caliburn perched rigid on the tree branch, with his head under his wing, as if, for as long as he buried his head under the tree, he couldn't see into the future. The future would not happen. But of course, the old bird knew that would not work. And I'm going to pause it there at the start of chapter 2, page 52.